Good evening, America. Welcome back to the Daily Donald, where we dive deep into the day's most pivotal events shaping our nation. I'm your host, Your Name, and today we've got a lineup that's nothing short of explosive. From President Trump's unwavering stance on tariffs shaking up global markets, to his stern ultimatum to Hamas that's sending ripples across the Middle East, and the Supreme Court's bold move against the administration's foreign aid freeze, today has been monumental. But before we jump in, if you're passionate about staying informed with unfiltered news, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Remember, we go live at 1,000 subs, and you won't want to miss our in-depth analyses and real-time discussions. Now, let's dive into today's top stories. Trump's tariff turbulence, a bold strategy or economic gamble? Today, President Trump doubled down on his aggressive trade policies, enforcing 25% tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico. This move aims to address concerns over drug trafficking and national security, but has ignited a firestorm of debate. The administration asserts that these tariffs are crucial to combat the influx of illegal substances and protect American jobs. The tariffs target a broad spectrum of goods, from automobiles to agricultural products, affecting industries integral to both domestic and international markets. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick hinted at potential compromises, suggesting that the tariffs might be short-lived if certain conditions are met. This statement provided a glimmer of hope to industries fearing prolonged economic strain. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau engaged in a 50-minute call with President Trump, discussing the implications of the tariffs and expressing concerns over their potential impact on the Canadian economy. The Mexican government is exploring retaliatory measures, emphasizing the need for fair and equitable trade practices. Following the tariff announcement, global markets experienced significant fluctuations. However, hopes for tariff relief and new government spending plans led to a rebound, with major indices like the S&P 500 and Dow Jones showing gains. Industries reliant on cross-border trade are grappling with the potential for increased costs and supply chain disruptions. Economists are divided. Some argue that these measures are necessary to protect national interests, while others warn of potential repercussions, including strained international relations and increased consumer prices. Trump's ultimatum to Hamas, a new Middle East tension point. In a move that has captured global attention, President Trump issued a last warning to Hamas, demanding the release of all remaining hostages held in Gaza. This unprecedented step marks a significant shift in U.S. foreign policy. Key details: direct negotiations. The administration confirmed direct talks with Hamas, a departure from long-standing U.S. policy, aiming to secure the hostages, release, and discuss a potential end to the conflict without Hamas in power. Support for Israel. President Trump reiterated unwavering support for Israel, stating he would provide necessary resources to ensure the nation's security. Global reactions. Allied nations. Countries allied with the U.S. have expressed support for the administration's firm stance against terrorism. Middle Eastern response. The ultimatum has heightened tensions in the region, with neighboring countries closely monitoring the situation. Historical context. This approach reflects a more assertive U.S. foreign policy in the Middle East, reminiscent of past administrations' hardline stances against hostile entities. Supreme Court blocks Trump's foreign aid freeze. In a significant judicial decision, the Supreme Court blocked President Trump's attempt to freeze foreign aid, marking a notable check on executive power. Background: the freeze. The administration sought to halt foreign aid allocations, citing the need for a comprehensive review of spending and alignment with national interests. Legal challenge. Critics argued that the freeze undermined humanitarian efforts and U.S. commitments abroad, leading to legal battles culminating in the Supreme Court's intervention. Implications. Policy reassessment. The ruling necessitates a re-evaluation of the administration's foreign aid strategy, balancing fiscal responsibility with global leadership. Political reactions. The decision has sparked debate among lawmakers, with some praising the judiciary's role in upholding checks and balances, while others argue for greater executive flexibility in foreign policy. Elon Musk's Capitol Hill visit. Tech innovator meets political power. In an unexpected twist, tech mogul Elon Musk made headlines with his visit to Capitol Hill, engaging in discussions that could influence future policy directions. Highlights: budget rescissions. Musk met with lawmakers to discuss potential budget cuts and efficiencies, leveraging his expertise in innovation to propose cost-saving measures. Bipartisan engagement. The visit showcased a rare moment of bipartisan interest, with members from both sides eager to explore technological solutions to governmental challenges. Public reaction. Social media buzz. Platforms lit up with speculation and excitement over Musk's involvement in the political sphere, with hashtags like Musk goes to Washington trending nationwide. Investor sentiment. Tesla and SpaceX stocks experienced minor upticks, reflecting investor optimism about potential collaborations between Musk's ventures and government projects. Trump's Department of Education Overhaul. The final countdown? President Trump's long-standing criticism of the Department of Education, DOE, reached a boiling point today as sources within the administration hinted that an executive order to dismantle or dramatically downsize the DOE could be imminent. For years, Trump has argued that federal oversight of education has led to bureaucratic bloat, declining student performance, and unnecessary federal intervention in what he believes should be state-controlled education policy. The big move: what's happening? The latest proposal from the White House aims to slash the DOE's budget by over 50%, while shifting key responsibilities, such as student loan oversight and curriculum guidelines, back to state governments. Trump argues that a one-size-fits-all federal education model is failing American students, and that localizing education policy will allow for more innovation and accountability. Reactions and fallout. Supporters of the plan. Many Republican lawmakers and school choice advocates see this as a victory for parental rights and local governance, arguing that school boards and states should determine what is taught in classrooms, not Washington bureaucrats. Critics call it a disaster. Democrats and education unions argue that gutting the DOE would devastate federal funding for low-income schools, special education programs, and Pell Grants, leaving millions of students vulnerable. What's next? The House Education Committee is already preparing for a fierce legislative battle, and legal challenges are almost guaranteed. Some legal experts argue that Congress, not the president, ultimately controls federal agency budgets, meaning Trump could be facing a Supreme Court showdown over this plan. This fight is shaping up to be one of the biggest education policy battles in modern history. Will Trump succeed in making good on his campaign promise to end federal control of education, or will this move backfire politically and in the courts? What do you think? Should the DOE be abolished? Should states control education instead of Washington? Let us know in the comments. And remember, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We go live at 1,000 subs to bring you real-time updates on the biggest stories shaping America. Thanks for watching The Daily Donald. We'll see you next time. Today's events underscore the dynamic and often unpredictable nature of politics and governance. From bold economic strategies and foreign policy maneuvers to judicial checks and innovative collaborations, the landscape is continually evolving. We want to hear from you. Do you support the administration's tariff approach as a means to protect national interests, or do you fear potential economic fallout? What are your thoughts on the direct negotiations with Hamas and the implications for Middle East stability? How do you view the Supreme Court's decision to block the foreign aid freeze? Is it a necessary check on power or an overreach? Are you excited about tech leaders like Elon Musk engaging directly with policymakers? What innovations would you like to see in government operations? Share your insights and join the conversation in the comments below. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We're on the road to 1,000 subs, and with your support, we'll be going live to bring you real-time analyses and discussions on the issues that matter most. Thank you for tuning in to The Daily Donald. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you next time.